Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Friday, September 23rd, 2022. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Here we are post-FOMC key level here, and the market has initially taken it offered, and we've seen a steady decline since. Again, ever since the trap up here at the 200-day and above composite value, we've seen the market steadily go offered. Big high range days pushing price down. Failed new highs along the way, each of these leading to more weakness, and then again we get the Fed this week here that continues to increase rates, which puts further pressure on the markets here for a potential recession up ahead. And what we're seeing is quite a bit of weakness here. One of the things we mentioned was after this strength here and these series of rejections, we were looking for a return back to the previous quarter's close, kind of giving back the gains of the quarter. We've now seen that, and we've now gone negative for the quarter and are approaching the lows for the year. So very likely that we go test those lows. It's a key range low. There could be a test through that key range low that could provide a bounce. But again, right now, any bounce is considered counter trend at the moment as this market continues to hunt lower and lower lows. We could be looking at a push through the CLV in here that opens up a continuation to the downside. As of right now, we do have this large key range right here, and the 100% downside target puts you right at about 3,100, and that could be a very doable target down the way. So again, this market here still reeling, and at the moment taking the FOMC key level offered and approaching the lows for the year. The expectation again for today, it's a downtrending day already heading into the RTH Open. This is not a day to fade right now unless you see some significant rejection. And we're not in a true edge here to get a great rejection. It's likely one of the sell the rips type of days as this market continues to trend lower and perhaps find a zone to do some business and trade in a range. So again, very bearish overall. If there's some way that this market finds a way to close above the day's midpoint, something like a day like this or one of these days back here, that could be, a short-term bounce, but any bounce could still be seen as a selling opportunity. So right now, very weak overall. If we take a look here at the NQ, this one's down right now as well, and back to the previous quarter's close. Again, we were looking for, we noticed how it went bid early on to start the quarter. And to go bid, we mentioned we'd likely go back to the previous quarter's mid and composite VWAP. And we got those moves. We got that target. Failed here, outside day here, and we started to walk our way back. And we knew that we could be looking at a retest back toward the break-even point of the quarter. We're there, and now back below it. So again, unless there's a significant rejection that occurs on these lows, we're likely going to maintain a bearish stance throughout much of the day with perhaps some range development at lows. If we do see a strong rejection, perhaps price can close back above the midpoint of the day, something like one of these tails here, and maybe we bounce. Again, even if we bounce, it could be a very good opportunity to sell the rip for another rotation downward. So again, very bearish here as we head into the end of the quarter. If we take a look here at crude oil, this one's down 3.25% right now and trading $80. One of the things we mentioned yesterday in the room was that we had a very narrow 5-day range that had developed. This 5-day range suggests a move somewhere in the 8 to 10 point move range. Additionally, we noted how price had been defending the 86s from below. And if we get a downside break, we could be looking at a significant continuation to the downside. Again, if we bring this ADR indicator up and make it 5 days to quantify here, you can see right here that 5-day quantification right there. And we're looking at somewhere between 7.5 and 9.5 points of range up ahead. And if we use the top end of the breakdown bar right now, already a stop run day, so the top end here is 84. You take 84, subtract 9, subtract 10 from it, and we're looking back into 74 zone. So again, we could be looking at a continuation down to 74, 75 up ahead based off of this 5-day range. We mentioned before 75 would take us back to the break-even point for the year. That's basically the previous year's close. So we'd be coming right back to this point right here. That's about 75s. So right now, crude oil seeing quite a bit of weakness here. Breakdown day, stop run day, and breaking out of a narrow 5-day range, which has enough energy for about 7.5 to 9.5 points ahead. All right, let's take a look here at Bitcoin. This one's down almost 2.5% right now. Notice the 8-period average right here, sloping lower. Every time price gets at or above it, it has been defended so far. We also have a narrow 5-day range that is developed here. This range has enough energy for about 3,300 points, maybe as high as 4,100 points up ahead. 4,100. So if we're going to break out from this range, we could be looking at a move of about 4,000 points, depending on where that breakout comes. Again, breaking down through 18K, and you're opening up a move that could take you down toward 15, 14, or thereabouts. So again, this is a big time edge. We're sitting on that 18K level. A break of 18K really opens up the downside. We've noted the rounded top behavior that is developed here. This has developed after a sell-off. That can tend to be very aggressive. We could be looking at 14K up ahead, maybe 12.5, somewhere in that zone, which is a zone we talked about quite a bit ago, and mentioned that if we give up 20K, we could be looking at quite a continuation toward that zone. So we're right on that edge, and a break could open up a significant continuation to the downside. ETH futures not looking as weak as Bitcoin, but is finally giving up some big time areas. You can notice right here, rounded behavior here as well, head and shoulder type of feel. This right edge of the shoulder, best sell on the books here, and that was a great reversal back to the downside and a breakthrough the 1400 level. We're now trading at the 1300 CLVN, big CLVN in the charts over here, and that is an edge right now. So if it gives up 1300, you open up 1000 back below, and again, beyond that, you start to open up some downside as well. So at the moment, very clear downtrending price action. You're seeing failed new highs, failed new highs, failed new highs along the way, and that tends to lead to more weakness until you see a strong rejection. So we could be looking at price pushing through 1300 to get to the other side of 1000 here up ahead. All right, that is it for now. We'll see how this plays out heading into the weekend. Everyone have a fantastic Friday. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.